Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Let's start with Bismillah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Good day to everyone, and depending on where you are, it may be also evening, and even I can say good night, because most of the presenters are in Malaysia or Indonesia. So welcome to session number 12 of Karatai Congress, Karatai International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance. It's my pleasure to chair this session. My name is Necmettin Güney, and I'm Associate Professor of Islamic Law at both Erbakan University and Karatay University in Konya, in Turkey. And when I look at the presentations, the main subject of this session is Waqf, or Waqaf, as you pronounce it in Malaysia and Indonesia. And we call it Waqf in Turkey, Waqf. So it's very similar. And we have 5 papers, so we have 15 minutes for every paper and the presenter. Now, because of time limitations, without further delay, let's start with presentations, inshallah. And let's start according to the Congress list order. So the first paper is by Muhammad Muhlis Anwar from Erlanga University. He's with us. I can see his name in the list. So Muhammad Muhlis Anwar's title of his paper is Optimization of CSR to Develop Idle Waqf Land for More Job Opportunity to Muslim Societies. So Muhammad Muhlis Anwar, you have 15 minutes and the floor is yours. Please kindly start with introducing yourself first.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hamdan wa syukranillah. From Indonesia, I want to say good evening.
Thank you.
From Indonesia. Okay. Alhamdulillah, in this occasion, we can meet each other even by virtual session. And now I want to deliver some some brief of review of Waqf. I mean, integrated with CSR. I can become a co-host to share screen.
Yeah,
I can share screen of PowerPoint.
Does it work now?
Okay.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
In this session, I want to share some brief review of my papers is estimation of CSR to develop idle waqf land for more job opportunity to Muslim society. In this case, we captured the Indonesian Muslim society. We know that the Indonesian is maritime nation and has territory of agriculture, and the Muslim of Indonesia sometimes very attractive to make some waqf, some to give waqf chest and others waqf instrument. Historically, for the introduction, historically waqf was a religious practice that the Prophet Muhammad highly recommend as a voluntary charity that contribute the ummah social economic empowerment. I mean, the Islamic community. Initially, waqf asset can be used as a model for developing profitable entrepreneurship. And in the other side, various steps of waqf are classified economically into two waqf: direct waqf and productive waqf. Waqf for agriculture land, springs for water cell, roads, and bridge for the purpose of providing crossing service. And the fees collected from those who use them are all example of productive waqf. And a productive waqf means itself professionally. It is able to generate revenue while also allocating the revenue to waqf state. And the other side, to ensure that the Wakaf land is produced to the best of its ability and decide with business development in mind across a variety of sector. This condition in it of itself represents the significant challenge. The objective of this is to maximize the added value of community benefits. On the other hand, a sensible provision of the population in Indonesia continues to be unable to support the massive work. I mean, in the other side, what is it in the fact that the unemployment in Indonesia is very big size, right? Was into 9.698 million people in October 2021, which is particularly concerning given that the copyright law comes to elicit both positive and negative response. In the other hand, the corporate social responsibility effort of a company can help solve the problem of unproductive and poorly managed work of land in Indonesia. I mean, in rural areas. Now I live in rural areas. So many unproductive land in our regional area, and this is the what is it? Is the big what opportunity to make some kid jobs for the employment. I mean, for the unskilled people to plantation. I mean, to develop the unproductive lands. Okay. To support the cost for developing the idle work of land, we use the GSR to cover the cost because GSR is fund to address social inequality in the communities and socio-environmental responsibilities, also known as corporate social responsibility. Next, in my paper, I just researched design and methodology. This is qualitative study, and the primary method is of analysis of document. I mean the papers and what is it in the recent journals, recent materials published, like the published papers in the international papers, some modification of the work of instrument to the contemporary work of. And then we outline the conceptual model for the research as illustrated in the model, and I modeled the process. I mean the development, the proposed model of the development of GSR work of fund. I mean in the first figure that the what is it the Nazif, I mean the work of institution of Indonesia, how to collect the cooperate to the cooperation, make some co-working to corporate, which want to give some GSR to this institution and looking for the agriculture land which is idle. Then develop the agriculture for the development. This is the first model. And the advanced model, we know that in Indonesia, the school of Indonesia create some innovative model of wakaf, which is wakaf manfaah, wakful manfaah. That wakaf manfaah is not the land is not named wakaf, land wakaf just manfaah. I mean the status of the land for the certain time. I mean 1 year or 2 year, like the I want to make this land as a wakaf for 2 years, just 2 years. Yeah, that like rent, like rent. So is wakaf manfaah without giving the land. So the owner not giving the land for the wakaf institution, just let the institution of wakaf to use to predict wakaf for the certain times like 2 years. So wakaf maf'ah. This we can we in Indonesia so many idle wakaf, idle land owned by private. I mean the people and just what is it? They didn't develop. I mean with plantation or agriculture, just make them undeveloped. So the institution can make the cooperation with the people owned the land unproductive and make some agreement to develop wakaf using the land for some times. I mean certain times. And the conclusion is of my paper is that the purpose of study to ascertain why there are still a large number of undeveloped wakaf land. I mean, in Indonesia, owing to financial and managerial obstacle on wakaf institution. Additionally, there are still a large number of unemployed people, despite the fact that the required amount full of rights to survive is considered critical for the development of wakaf land for variety of reasons. To begin, idle land costs the economy money because its scarce research is not fully utilized, and the final purpose is there is a correlation between idle land and rural poverty. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Muhlis Anwar from Erlanga University, and thank you also for the time you use time very efficiently. So the next presenter today is Selamet Rushdiana and the co-authors Raditya Sukmana and Nisful Leila, also from Erlanga University. And the title of the paper is Waqf and Partnerships for the Goals, SDG 17, a proposal. I think Rushdiana is going to present the paper.
Yes.
So you have also 15 minutes, the floor is yours. Please kindly start introducing yourself because I don't have your CV information, so I cannot introduce you. Please do it yourself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, kafa, salatu wassalamu ala nabiyil Mustafa, Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ala sidqi wal amanati wal wafa, asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, asyhadu anna sayyidina Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma rabbi israh lana sadrana wa yassir lana amrana wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Baik. Thank you very much. I want to present my research with my colleague, with my professor, Prof. Raditya Sukmana and Dr. Nisful Leila on Wakaf and SDGs 17, Partnership for the Goals proposal. Okay. FN established the SDG consists of 17 goals in 2015. One of them, SDG 17, Partnership for the Goal Achievement. The aim consists of 17 milestones to be attained by 2030, divided into 5 categories: finance, technology, capacity building, trade, systemic challenges, and monitored by 25 indicators from Bappenas Indonesia. The global progress map for SDG 17 revealed that in the majority of the world, considerable and serious obstacles exist. So today, the SDG is one of hot topic, and then Islamic finance, Islamic economic and finance maybe can contribute and can give the solution. Yeah, one of them is wakaf. So my research is find find the relevance between wakaf and SDG, especially SDG 17. Yeah. The purpose of the study, I have two. Yeah. The first one to find the relevant model of wakaf for SDG 17 from 5 alternatives, and the second one to propose a wakaf model for international partnership based on 17 SDG. Prof. Tori Kolohkan create this graph, and I develop correlation between Wakaf, SDG, and Maqasid Syariah. So this one is Wakaf role on SDG, and we have three category, three elements: social, economic, environment, and then we have 17 points, and the last one is about the Maqasid Syariah: Hifdul Din, Hifdul Mal, Hifdul Aqal, Hifdul Nasab. Yeah, until Hifdul Bi'ah. Hifdul Bi'ah environment, represent the environment. Next, based on literature, I find out about 40, more than 40 Wakaf model. More than 40 Wakaf model. For example, Wakaf on financial intermediary, and then global cash Wakaf, integrated cash Wakaf, micro enterprises, Wakaf based pension model, etc. More than 40. And also the Waqif, who is the Waqif, and Mawquf Bih, and Mawquf Alih, and the instrument, that they have. From the 40 models, I conclude that I summarize that only five Wakaf model that regularly utilized and developed. So from social one until commercial, from social one until commercial. In social one, Wakaf and zakat infak sedekah. Wakaf combined with zakat infak sedekah. And from the commercial, the right one is the Wakaf sukuk. Commercial, Wakaf and sukuk. Wakaf zakat infak sedekah, and then in the middle is Wakaf and microfinance, and also Wakaf takaful, and Wakaf ending. Wakaf and takaful and Wakaf ending. That is my conclusion from 40 Wakaf model, from the literature. This is our method. I use ANP, analytic and process, developed by Thomas Saati from Pennsylvania. 3 parts. First one, model construction, and then model quantification, and then the result. Model construction, I like this. Now this is my model. This is the Wakaf model for SDG. It is the SDG criteria and the sub criteria for economic, social, and environment. And then second criteria is Maqasid Syariah. I use Maqasid Syariah with SDG. Hifdul Din, Hifdul Nafs until Hifdul Bi'ah. And the last one, it's the alternative cluster. I propose 5 alternative. This one: Wakaf zakat, Wakaf takaful, Wakaf microfinance, Wakaf bank, and Wakaf sukuk. Now, this is our model in the application supervision. So we can see that the goals. This is the goal, Wakaf model for SDG, and this is the SDG criteria and the sub criteria, and this Maqasid criteria, and the alternative. So we have to choose or prioritize the alternative between 5 that relevant with especially SDG 17. In our research, in my PhD research, this is my PhD research in Erlangen University. I have a lot of draft until 17. So this I use just one article that SDG Wakaf model just for SDG 17. SDG 17. And this is the result. The respondent, I have to before the respondent is the expert. So ANP is Wakaf based methodology. We don't need much or many respondent. Saati say that 6 or 9 is enough in his literature, in this book. So we just use 16 experts from regulator, practitioner, academician that have meaning, have information, have knowledge about Wakaf and also SDG and also Maqasid Syariah. This is the result. We can find that the most prioritized from 3 aspects in terms of SDG 17 is social, the first one, and the second one is economic, and then environment. And also this is the alternative model, alternative wakaf model. The most prioritized model is wakaf and sukuk. Wakaf and sukuk, first rank, yeah, and second one is wakaf microfinance, and then wakaf and bank, wakaf and zakat infak sedekah, and wakaf takaful, the last one. It's the robustness test and p-value and now the discussion. In the last page in our research, in my research, I propose the model for wakaf model for SDG 17. I developed from Saati et al. 2020 global cash wakaf, but I modify little modification this. So the global cash wakaf can be from the cash wakaf can be from individually or also government and also corporation, yeah. And then we put in one basket. Maybe we choose the headquarter in several countries, maybe in OIC country, maybe in Saudi or in Kuwait, in Malaysia or in Turkey. And then from the cash wakaf, from the global cash wakaf, we can combine with sukuk, and then the manfaah from the wakaf we can give to underlying project that is proposed for SDG 17 purposes. For example, capacity building, financial inclusion, science, trade, finance, etc. That is so. My research, one of my purposes is to find out the wakaf model from fifth, this one, and then propose in the last. Maybe I think enough. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Thank you again, Professor Rushdiana from Erlanga University. Indeed, very interesting paper that connects SDG 17 with Waqf in Islamic society. Thank you. Then let's go on. Now I would like to give the floor to Iman Sofia Adnan and the other co-authors, Akhtar Zeyt Abdulaziz, Adnan Yusuf, and Rusni Hassan, all from IIUM, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. And the title of the paper is Potential of Waqf for Programs for Well-Being of Senior Citizens, the Case of Malaysia. I think Sister Iman is going to present. So you have 15 minutes and the floor is yours, and please introduce yourself very shortly. We can't hear you. Can you open the mic? No. Can you speak so we can check if there is voice? Still no voice. I can see the IIUM campus in the background. I was there in 2015, I think, for 10 days. Inshallah, I also want to visit Indonesia, inshallah, one day. And you are also welcome to Konya anytime.
You are welcome to visit us at IIUM again.
Inshallah.
Now the border is open. And also Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to visit, inshallah. Let's try again. Can you speak, Sister Iman? So we can check if there is voice. Now, open the mic again, please.
Come here.
Alaikum salam. Yes. Okay. No problem. We have time.
My name is Sophia Adnan. Currently a final year student of Fiqh and Philosophy in Islam International University, Malaysia. Today, inshallah, I would like to present first.
Still not visible. Maybe you can try again. Yes, now we can see it. Go on.
Assalamu alaikum, Doctor. Sorry to interrupt you. Assalamu alaikum, Doctor.
Walaikum salam. Yes.
Actually, I'm the next presenter, but there is a Maghrib Azan here in Malaysia. So can I go and pray and come?
I couldn't understand your request.
Actually, I'm a next presenter,
Yeah.
but it's a Maghrib time here. So can I just go and pray and come in just 10 minutes?
Sure. I think the presentation will take more than 10 minutes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Taqabbal Allah. Okay, Sister Iman, Sophia, you can go on. Unfortunately, we can't hear your voice. We can see the presentation, but still no voice.
Maybe next presenter.
Next.
Yeah, and then to prepare the
But,
trouble. Yeah.
The next two presenters are out for Maghrib.
Oh, sorry.
So we have to wait. In any case. No, we can't hear you. We can only see that you talk, but no voice. It's Zuhur time now in Turkey, so it's noon now in Turkey. So this means we have about 7 hours of difference, 7-8 hours of difference, maybe. The next presenter was Yasir Muhtasham, and he is out for Maghrib. Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, and also we can see the presentation.
Okay.
Okay.
Today I would like to present our papers, topics
Yeah.
of potential or worker for programs for well-being of senior citizens, the case of Malaysia. I would like first off start with the introduction. Formation of an Islamic family system is a complete and unique system in which Sharia has built a system of internal safety or safety net in orderly manner from the initial phase of birth, adolescence, adults, and the elderly until present. For example, the pious and responsible children as a guarantee of the well-being of parents in old age. Next, the Muslim community is also responsible for contributing to the well-being of the elderly as responsibility. Next, the government that is responsible to provide good care and facilities for elderly for the well-being of the citizens. Okay. Next, the reality, however, the challenges of life today leads to defects in the safety network that leads to neglect in terms of the appropriate treatment that should be given to the elderly. For example, the children are not able to provide good care and facilities for both their parents in old age, busy with their own education, career and family, the migration of children to other districts, states, or countries. And recent lifestyle also that limit the number of children due to economic reasons and modern lifestyles resulted to lack of children who will take care of them in old age. Next. Senior citizen and current challenges. Malaysia populations in 2020 is estimated at 32.7 million, and the composition of population aged 0 until 14 years old, young age in 2019 has decreased from 23.8% in 2018 to 23.3%. Meanwhile, the population aged 15 until 64 years old, working age, increased from 69.7% in 2018 to 70.0% in 2019. Similarly, the compositions of age 65 years and over old age has increased from 6.5% to 6.7%. And Malaysia will reach the aging nation status in 2035, whereby 15% of its population will be at least 60 years old. And the phenomenon of aging populations will become a real challenge if there is no proper plan to handle the issues. The government response. The national government has response to the National Policy for Older Persons, NPOP, and Plan of Action for Older Persons, PAOP, were approved by the government on 5th January 2011. And since then, there are quite a number of initiatives and plans have been implemented by the government, but many are yet to be done. And the objectives of the NPOP, the National Policy for Older Persons, is to provide efficient and effective services for the individuals, family, and society to ensure a conducive environment for older persons. And our research objective for this paper, as we all know, Wakaf is one of an important Islamic financial institution, and if it is properly mobilized and managed, it can be an important instrument in the socio-economic development of the Ummah and society. Islam encourages and provides mechanisms for the Ummah and society, and Islam encourages and provides mechanisms for redistribution of wealth from rich to the poor and the needy. And the main objective of this paper is to examine Wakaf as the alternative source of funds that can contribute to the programs for senior citizens. And apart from that, the Sharia perspective jurisdiction on the permissibility of utilizing Wakaf funds for programs related to senior citizens will also be discussed. Next. Okay, definition of Wakaf. The term Wakaf has not been specifically mentioned in the Al-Quran or Al-Hadith, but there are interpretations made by the Fuqaha on Sadaqah Jariyah. Wakaf is an act of holding certain properties and preserving them for the confined benefit of certain philanthropic purposes that disallows any use or disposition of them outside the specific objective. And according to Imam Al-Khatib Sharbini, Wakaf is holding something that are subject to perpetuate the form Ain, and therefore all transactions are subject to the law of Islamic Sharia. Okay, Sharia justifications, Sharia justifications of utilizing Wakaf funds for programs related to senior citizens. First, Birrul Walidain, the rights of parents, as stated in the Quran. Surah 17, and your Lord has decreed that you not worship except him, and to parents good treatment, whether one or both of them reach old age, while with you say not to them so much as oof, and do not repel them, but speak to them a noble word. Next, Surah 46. And we have enjoined on mankind to treat their parents with kindness. Next, right to maintenance. In Al-Quran have stated in Surah Al-Baqarah, they ask you what they should spend in the way of Allah. Say, whatever you spend of good in the way of Allah must be for the parents and the near of kin and the orphans and the needy and the stranded. And whatever you do of good, truly Allah knows it well. And next from the Al-Hadith, it was narrated from Amr bin Shu'aib from his father that his grandfather said, the man came to Messenger of Allah and said, my father is taking all my wealth. He said, you and your wealth belong to your father. And the Messenger of Allah have said, your children are among the best of your earnings, so eat from your wealth. Okay, next, concept of helping each other. Society responsibilities to provide care for senior citizens. As we all have known, children's responsibility to support their parents is not only a religious mandate, but also a legal obligation. And inability to carry out this responsibility will result in liability that the parents can pursue in court. And a number of factors are established in Islamic law for the circumstance of parental support. There are 3 requirements that must be met. First, both parents must be destitute, unable to support themselves and meet basic needs. Second, the children must be capable of assisting their parents. And third, income of their children must be sufficient to cover their own, their spouses, and their children's expenses. Therefore, An-Nawawi have said that if one or more of these conditions are not met, the children's obligation to support their parents is removed. In Islamic law provides an alternative form of protection for parents who do not receive maintenance. So the Baitul Mal, inheritance, zakat, wakaf, and sedekah charity. And this alternative assistance relieve parents' burden while ensuring daily maintenance is not jeopardized. And this procedure is based on the Islamic concept of mutual assistance. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَتَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. Okay, next, wakaf elderly. So the potential of wakaf in Malaysia, there is so much potential of wakaf in Malaysia, as there are large amount of wakaf property and the potential to be developed for the benefit of the community, including the elderly. And wakaf as the sleeping giant in the socio-economic development of Muslims. Next, the significance of wakaf to the senior citizens. The potential of wakaf, especially the frozen wakaf asset, to be revived for the construction and development of home care and other facilities for the elderly. And wakaf fund can also be used to develop projects that can generate good stream of income for the benefit of elderly. And also wakaf-based takaful products is also to be explored as a structure for protection of the elderly. Next, conclusion, wakaf for citizens. So the society, the role of the community and individuals to contribute funds in the form of wakaf for the interests of senior citizens. Next, policies, the role of responsible parties in providing policies on senior citizen. And last but not least, governance and management. And wakaf can be an important instrument in providing the safety net for senior citizen if it's properly mobilized and managed. Among the critical success factors for this to happen are the existence of a strong legal framework, good governance and management and administration, and also a significant increase in the awareness and participation of the society. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Iman, for your presentation. Although we had some technical problems at the beginning, but Alhamdulillah, it was a very nice presentation. And thank you to Professor Ruzni Hassan for her support and greetings to her. Now we can pass to the next presentation if Muhammad Miran Yasir Muhtashem is back from prayer. Are you back?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah accept from you. It's Zuhur time, so we have a lot of time for Maghrib prayer in Konya, in Turkey. Okay, the fourth paper is by Muhammad Miran Yasir Muhtashem and Sayyid Merwan from IIUM, and the title of the paper is The Development of Waqf Social Impact Measurement Framework, a case study of Waqf institutions in Karnataka, India. Brother, you have also 15 minutes and the floor is yours. Please kindly start with introducing yourself.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Muhammad Yasir Muhtashem, currently doing PhD at IIUM. My master's in IABF, Islamic Banking Finance, but my PhD is in law. So the topic today is the development of a social impact measurement framework by integrating Maqasid al-Sharia and Sustainable Development Goal, a case study of Fox Institution in Karnataka, India. And this research is conducted by myself and my supervisor, Dr. Said Marwan. So basically, in this research, we'll discuss about the Waqf in India, especially in Karnataka, and we'll also explain what is the social impact measurement and why it is why it is important for the Waqf, why measuring social impact of Waqf is very important, and what are the gaps, and then we'll come with our findings and we'll present our framework developed for the social impact measurement of Waqf. So basically, as we all know, the Waqf is a permanent dedication of any property by any person, whether it's movable or immovable, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and for the pious, religious or charitable purposes. So basically, the fundamental objective of Waqf is to fulfill the basic needs of the Muslim society. Like if you look at the early Waqf of Islam, so the Masjid al-Quba, one of the first religious Waqf, it was dedicated to fulfill the religious need of Muslim society, and like this Bayruha, a well which was dedicated by Usman radiallahu ta'ala. It was also dedicated by him to fulfill the social need of Muslim society at that time. So the fundamental objective of Waqf is to fulfill the basic need of the Muslim society. And together with that, Waqf is also believed to achieve Maqasid Sharia as well as SDGs. Many authors have already stressed upon it. And likewise, India, which is one of the largest country and which have lots of Waqf, and I guess one of the largest Waqf in the world reside in India. Maybe according to the report, there are 490,000 registered Waqf properties in India, and the registered Waqf properties may be equal to the registered Waqf properties. And the return from those properties is estimated at the 120 billion Indian rupees. And Karnataka, which is a state in India, it also holds a large amount of properties, which is a 45,468 registered Waqf properties. And the amount of unregistered Waqf properties is also equal to the registered Waqf properties. So the return from those properties, Waqf properties in India, exceeds 60 million Indian rupees only in the state of Karnataka. For India, it's almost 120 billion Indian rupees. So basically, what is a social impact measurement? So it is, as it is prevalent from the word from the phrase that is social impact measurement. That social impact measurement is something which measures the social impact of an activity. Social impact is a thing which measures, for example, if any government is trying to increase employment in a segment of the society. So basically, social impact measurement measures how much changes occurred due to the government intervention. So basically, social impact measurement identifies the change that occurred, and also get that change, and also report that change to the social impact to the relevant stakeholders. Social impact measurement takes various dimensions into account. For example, input, activities, output, outcome, and influences. Like here in impact value chain, we can see that there is several things in that figure. So basically, it will be easy for us to understand it by an example. For example, if there is a society, there is a segment of society in a country which has very huge unemployment rate. So government wants to increase the employment in that segment. Then what they do, they will hire some people, and they will introduce some, for example, they will introduce some courses or some training programs, and they will conduct some training programs. So so the people can benefit from it, and they can get the job. So basically, the people which government are hiring for that purposes, and the money which government is putting for that purposes, those are the inputs. And activities are the courses which are conducted by the hired people, and the output are the direct or short-term result of those activities. For example, the training programs are the activities, and the output is a number of people who benefited from those activities. These are the short-term output. We call it output. And outcome is something which is outcome is a real output of the that activity. For example, the number of people getting jobs, the number of people benefited did those courses are the output, and the number of people who got the job from those activities are the real outcome. So there is a little bit different between output or an outcome. And for influences are something like, for example, in that segment of society, maybe someone got the job from the other things than the outside thing. Maybe someone got the job because someone who attended those programs may got the job because of some other resources, so maybe these are the influences. So we have to deduct influences from the outcome, so then we will get the real social impact of that activity. So there are many methods which has been developed by the Western countries to measure the social impact of their activities, and some of them have also potential to measure the SDGs and Maqasid al-Sharia. So why social impact measurement is important for WAF? Because WAF is a religious cum charitable institution, and for charitable institution, it's very too much important to maintain the public trust. And public trust is can be maintained only by the accountability. So as the WAF is a charitable organization, and then thus the maintaining the social impact measurement will help WAF to maintain the public trust by showing the public that the WAF is really achieving something. For example, if Waqif, the dedicator, he will know that his WAF is really achieving his intended objectives, then definitely he will come, he will dedicate, and he will do WAF, practice WAF again and again. So therefore, the WAF, the social impact measurement is very important for the WAF. And by social impact measurement, by measuring the social impact of WAF, the administrators of WAF also can identify their current position. For example, if a WAF institution is producing 100 jobs per year, then they by measuring it then the social the Waqf institution will know that their position, current position is that they are producing 100 jobs, and they, in future they can set goal that in future they want to achieve 300 jobs. They want to create 300 jobs. So the social impact measurement will help them to identify their current position and future goal and the way to achieve it. And also by social impact measurement, the Waqf administrators will be able to conduct informed decisions, because like we discuss here we also have activities. So in social impact measurement reveals how certain activities creates the output. This is also a benefit of social impact measurement. So basically, after knowing how certain activities creates certain outputs, then the Waqf administrators will able to do an informed decision about their activities. Also, it will like we explained in the beginning, by accountability, the Waqf will also attract more people to invest in it, to dedicate the Waqf. Also, it will enhance the management. For example, if there are administrative hierarchy in Waqf management in India. So basically, at the ground level, there will be a mutawalli, and after that, the mutawalli will be supervised by the state Waqf board and then the central Waqf council. So basically, if the state Waqf board will know how mutawalli is managed. By knowing the impact of a certain Waqf, he will know that how mutawalli is managing those Waqf. So it will also enhance the management of Waqf. And also, like we know that there are a huge stress that the authors has been stressing upon the upon that the Waqf achieves Maqasid Sharia and SDG. By social impact measurement, we can give the real example, the proof of the achievement. So therefore, what is the gap in this regard? So previous studies about the performance measurement of Waqf tend to be more focused on financial measures. Financial measures it is suitable for the for-profit organization. For non-profit organization like Waqf, so the financial measures are not enough to cover the entire aspect of Waqf as a voluntary and socio-economic institution. It's important to it is very important to also measure the social performance of the Waqf. So therefore, the financial measures are not enough to measure to know the real performance of the Waqf. And the previous studies which covered the social aspect have neglected the in-depth assessment of output, outcome, and influences. And until now, there has been no studies conducted to measure the Waqf contribution toward the achievement of Maqasid Sharia and SDGs in the state of Karnataka, India. Therefore, the study aimed to develop a social impact measurement for Waqf by integrating Maqasid Sharia as well as SDGs. So these are we use qualitative as well as quantitative method to achieve our objectives. So we conducted semester interviews with the Waqf experts in the states, and we analyzed that the data using thematic analysis. Also, we did a content analysis, and also we conducted a survey questionnaire for validating our variables. Yeah. So these are the findings which we got. First, we found whether there is a impact measurement practice in Karnataka or not. Because if there will be an existing practice, then we can leverage that practice. So the cost and time will be saved. So what we got to know that there is no proper social impact measurement framework used for Waqf institution in Karnataka. One of the interviewees, one of the respondents, he said that the Waqf in Karnataka achieved Maqasid Sharia and SDGs to the greater extent, but there is no procedure, no any procedure followed to measure those achievements. Although there is some systematic procedure to record the input in Waqf in Karnataka, the Waqf property will be recorded in Waqfnama, and also it will be published in public gazette, government gazette, and it will also be uploaded on the website of the Waqf institution. Sometimes the short-term output are measured and the long-term outcomes are not measured. And some Waqf institution in Karnataka, they report about their social activities by clicking and sharing the photos also. So these are a logical model which we developed for the state of Karnataka. Basically, in inputs they have lands and graveyards, also some commercial buildings, also human resources, and their activities may be like building schools on those lands, and afforestation of graveyards. These are their activities. And output may be like the students benefited from that school. Also the omission, the CO2 emission reduced due to the afforestation of graveyards. And the real outcome as our target, our variables are Maqasid al-Sharia and SDGs. So our outcome will be Maqasid al-Sharia and SDGs, based on Maqasid al-Sharia and SDGs. So for that reason, we first identified the variables based on the question.
Brother, we run out of time. Can you summarize the rest in 8 minutes?
Basically, these are the highest rank variables which are most relevant to the for the impact measurement of Waqf construction in Karnataka. So this is a basic this is a framework which we developed. First, we suggested to develop a theory of change. Theory of change will inform the Waqf administrator where they stand now and where they want to go, where they want to reach, and how they will reach there. So developing theory of change in the beginning is very much important. And also second step is identifying and consulting with stakeholders. The stakeholders means the government of Karnataka or the administrator of Waqf. So basically the government may need the different kind of information, and the government, the administrator may need different kind of information. For example, the government may need the information in a monetary terms. So there are different methods. So identifying and knowing the information need is also very important for determining the method. The third one is selecting the variables. Selecting the variables according to the objective of the Waqf institution also important. And the fourth one is selecting the indicators to measure the variables. This is also very important. And fifth is determining the method. Based on the information need of stakeholders, the Waqf institution will be required to define the certain methods to measure the social impact of Waqf institution. And then the data collection, and the last one will be data analysis and reporting. So basically this is we propose the social impact measurement for Waqf institution in Karnataka. However, there are some for the successful implementation. There are four factors must be considered. The four factors must be considered. The first one is administrator's commitment. Without that, it will be not possible. Skillful staff, and also adequate resources, relaxed guideline. Basically, the study focus on this Waqf state in Karnataka, Waqf Institute of the Karnataka. However, the similar studies can be conducted to other countries. Also, a generic and easy to implement social impact measurement framework for Waqf asset should be developed by a global Islamic finance organization. So it will help and reduce cost and time of many Waqf organizations. So this was our presentation, and we want to thank International Islamic University in Malaysia and Government of Malaysia, especially Ministry of Education, to sponsoring and financially supporting the research. These are our team members for the research. Assistant Professor Dr. Said Marwan, Associate Professor Dr. Said Musa, Assistant Professor Dr. Noor Harina, and myself and Sister Siti Maisara. Jazakumullah khair.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Yasir Muhtasham from IIUM for his presentation. Very important topic, because Waqf institutions have to stay effective institutions. So looking at them from social impact measurement is important. And also you focused on huge Muslim population in India, which is also another very important topic for the Ummah. So thank you very much. Inshallah, we can read the details when the paper is published and see the details. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now our last presenter in this session is Salwa Ahmed Bustamam from USIM, University Science Islam Malaysia. And title of her paper is Asian Mall, a Waqf Cooperative. You have also 15 minutes and the floor is yours, and please start with introducing yourself.
All right, thank you, Prof. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, it's clear, we can see it.
Okay, so my voice also is clear, right?
Yes, we can see it clearly.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Professor. All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening, but already 8 p.m. here in Malaysia. Okay, just now we have already heard on Indonesian case on Wakaf, and then we also heard about India case. So today I would like to share a case study on Asian Mall, a cooperative Wakaf. So basically it's a case study, so it's conducted for case study purposes for training, but for this particular conference, I will put some literature review in this particular paper. Okay, so this will be the presentation outline. Okay, introduction to review, methodology, findings and discussion, and lastly will be on the conclusion. So as introduction, we know that the Wakaf system has been flourished during the time of our prophets and also the companions, but not to say that not only the Muslim countries are actually accepting this kind of Wakaf system, but also we can see that even the or we can say that minority Muslim countries also extend this kind of Wakaf share system. For example, Islamic Relief at the UK. All right. So basically, this paper will address a case study of Asian Mall, a socio-economic development project that was initiated by utilizing upon the Wakaf endowment with the involvement of several cooperatives. So basically, for case study, it actually provide lessons that can be learned by others, especially for Muslim cooperative, on the strategies that can be adopted so that the investment made not wasted and how they ensure that the cooperative involved remain sustainable in this Wakaf business. Because normally we can see that most of the problem or issues among Wakaf activity or Wakaf system is related to the sustainability of the project itself. Okay, a bit on the literature review. I will share a bit on the Wakaf development in Malaysia. Basically, if in Malaysia, any issues related to legal Islam, including Wakaf, is governed by the state enactment. So, or we call it as MAIN, the Islamic Religious Council of the state. But recently, the government has established two agencies, which is Perabdanan Wakaf Zakat and Haji, and also Yayasan Wakaf Malaysia, that govern our Wakaf system or govern the Wakaf activities in all states, right? And we can see also that even the Wakaf have been part of the framework of the 12 RMK 12, which is the 5th focus and 6th focus of the RMK. They outlines the critical role in helping Malaysian families out of the poverty. Even for 2022 budget, the government has allocated a startup fund of 10 million to start the initiatives of Halal Wakaf for SMEs, agricultural endowment, and also disaster endowment. Okay, so what is interesting here is how we can strengthen the cooperative for this kind of Wakaf activity, right? So basically, we know that cooperative is a body which emphasizes the spirit of ta'awun or cooperation that will actually help or assist to empower a society, right? We can know also that the role of cooperative is very important in improving the living standards and welfare of members, especially those involving clusters such as the low-income group, the rural population, and also the poor. So in Malaysia itself, we have Malaysian Cooperative Commission or SKM, and the Malaysian National Cooperative Force or Angkasa that empower the establishment of these cooperative. Okay, even now we already have the Ministry of Development, Business and Cooperative or MEDEC that will upgrade the role of cooperative in development of national economy. Because before this we don't have, we might have before this the cooperative for the Ministry for Cooperative, but then because of political issue and whatnot, just recently, I mean 2019, 2020, or only they developed or upgrade that this kind of this ministry. Okay, so to further strengthen the economy of local communities, cooperative bodies affiliated with other industries such as the tourism, you can see that many cooperative related to tourism industry, agriculture, and also cooperative bank as well as SMEs. Okay, so what I would like to highlight here also is about the Wakaf development through cooperative, because we know that Wakaf instruments are matched with the concept of loans or microfinance. Even we can see that Islamic real estate investment seem to solve the problem of fund for the development of Wakaf property. So we can see from the previous research how Mudarabah Content and Wakaf invest the property in cash that, to get return from their investment. Even PK proposed a cooperative Wakaf model, which Wakaf invests the cash money in various ways, including reduction, for example, okay, to make sure that they can sustain the Wakaf institutions. See. So this particular study would like to see how the combination of cooperative bodies and Wakaf institutions can be forged and help improve the socio-economy of the Muslims. Okay, so basically this study adopted a case study approach where myself and also another researcher who actually we actually came up with the idea of writing a case study, not a formal research, okay, but we interviewed the founder of this Asian Mall, and then we also compared data from secondary to make sure that this to strengthen the evidence for the case study. Okay, so basically this is where the Asian Mall is located in Patani in Thailand. So although the founder is Malaysian, but this Wakaf Wakaf project is actually situated in Patani. Okay, right? So basically, Dr. Gamal is he well versed in the development, estate development, construction business, but then he also get involved in the education industry. So the idea of Asian Mall actually first emerged when Datuk Jamal, the founder, became involved with the Malay Chamber of Commerce as the honorary secretary. So he has the objective of expanding business among Asian. So he made visits to Asian countries, for example, Laos, Mindanao, and lastly at Patani. So in Patani, he was introduced to a Madinah Assalam Patani Development Project, where they already started the project of land and commercial buildings, okay, with the combination of Wakaf system. So in 2016, he was invited to negotiate on the Madinah Assalam Patani project by Patani Holding Islamic Cooperative, but because of lacking of government support and whatnot, so he actually himself was motivated to help this project. Okay. Okay, so basically, according to him, according to Dr. Jamal, he knew that Patani has high potential in terms of the community, which they has bilingual because they speak Malay and Thai, very proud of their language and government, and they are actually present in most parts of the world. Cool. We maybe not recognize them, but they are actually about 100 million Thai speaking people around the world. Okay, so basically Asian Mall has an area of 9,600 square meters, which combine of the concept of Wakaf and commercial buildings. Development cost was about 300 million baht. Okay, starting with the Madinah Assalam Patani project, but then they proposed the development of the Asian Mall, where Wakaf land was developed with commercial buildings on a concession basis for 30 years. So after 50 years, the commercial building will belong to the Waqaf, and the profit earned will also be channeled to the next Waqaf activity. Okay, so basically the direction of Asian Mall is to be a one-stop center for promoting halal products from Asian member countries to penetrate the international market. So we can see here, this is the, we can say that is a master plan for this Waqaf project. So this Madinah As-Salam is a Waqaf city concept starting from the desire for the establishment of a new Fatoni University campus. Okay, but maybe because limited of resources, capital, so they actually get or receive also assistance from, for example, you can see that the Qatar, okay, Saudi government, Kuwait, so they are actually invest in this particular project. So they have several zones in the planning process of the health zone, spiritual zone, sports zone, business zone, industrial zone, educational institution zone, and also village zone. It's a very, I mean, in terms of the master plan, look very, we can say that it's very amazing, but they are in the process of making it in reality. So the project is expected to be fully completed within 5 years, inshallah. Okay, so basically, the Unity Asia Partners is a limited liability partnership as an SPV for contributors involved in the Asian Mall. So Datuk Jamal is part of Unity Asia Partners PLT. Okay, so this project actually have two kind of donations. So contribute through Unity Asia Partners, and then contribute through Yayasan Unity as a cash waqaf. So they are currently 5 cooperatives that are actively involved in the construction of Asian Mall. Okay, so these are the names of the cooperative. But yes, during the pandemic, they actually face many challenges. So some of the main challenges here may be a lesson for other cooperatives. The perception of the outside community is about safety and security at Patani, because normally when people talk about Patani, it's about war, it's about safety. So there are mentality there about the safety and security on at Patani. Okay, so that is one of the reasons the name Asian Mall is used, to reduce the worries and negative perceptions of outsiders towards Patani. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, basically what they did was virtual reality expo and provide online Asian Mall platform to increase the confidence, involvement, and cooperation of Thai Islamic cooperatives, right? So basically, maybe because before this, they may be just involved with the land purchases and little development, but then gradually they actually encourage more members of their cooperative to become their shareholders. Okay, so basically, as a conclusion, what I can say here is this Asian Mall model planned by Datuk Jamal and his partners was different from the shopping complex model. For example, in Malaysia, we have Giant, Aeon, Lotus, and whatnot. But this Asian Mall actually look at the broader model, look at the development of local communities that are also impacted as a result of economic activities. So meaning that not only for the business that run their business over there, but for the community who living out there. Even one of the plan is to build a Waqaf factory to be implemented in the industrial zone in Madinah As-Salam. So basically, he is really confident of the potential of Asian Mall to expand, looking at development phase that has taken place. So even though the COVID-19 pandemic had hit almost broke the speed of this cooperative, but it is very interesting to see the outcome of the current project of this Asian Mall. All right, so I think that's all for my sharing on Asian Mall cooperative Waqaf. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your presentation. It's a very inspiring case study indeed. And cooperatives can be very good Islamic alternatives in Muslim countries because they are part of partnership. So there is also still a lot to improve in Turkey. In Turkey also, cooperatives are not in the position they are supposed to be. Thank you very much again. So in this session, now we have listened to 5 excellent papers on interesting topics, all regarding the Waqf institution. And I would like to thank again to our presenters for their contribution, and also very good timing. We are now, we have reached our time limit exactly. So I think we can stop here and end this session. Thank you very much for your participation and attention. I would like also to thank all organizers and co-organizers of this conference. Inshallah, next year we can meet again in our face-to-face conference in Konya, maybe in Turkey, or in any other place, but face-to-face, that's my hope. So, and have a nice day, and I would like to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Bismillah.